Hi there. I thought I would do a video about the store project. I don't have a copy of the assignment with me, but I realized kind of in retrospect, I was so happy that I did this example project about a yarn store. That may not really resonate or make any sense to a lot of people. So the first thing I'd suggest when you do this store project is whatever store you choose to do, make it something you know something about. If you like candy, do a candy store or kids store or a music store, whatever makes you happy. So I'm going to do the exact opposite of my advice. I'm going to talk about a sporting goods store because then I'm going to have to think a little harder and I hope it'll make sense to everybody a lot more. And since I do not have the actual assignment with me, it is on Brightspace, but I do have my marking key. I think we're going to be okay. So I'm going to go through and hopefully you'll be inspired by this. You can't do obviously a sporting goods store now, but you could do something else and it should be better. So don't be intimidated by this. It's not that bad an assignment. It just takes a little while to do. All right, so I see first thing on my list says, what is my store selling? So number one, the store, and seriously, it is as simple as this. Sells sporting goods. I'm thinking, I don't know why, but I'm inspired by Cabela's. So I'm imagining I'm going to have my very own store that's going to be somewhat or a lot like Cabela's. If you haven't been there, it's a cool store. All right, now I need at least 5 categories. Well, that's not too bad. Let me think. Let's see. I know that looks terrible. Guns and ammunition. Okay. If I've been there, there's a clothing section. There is, as I say, shoes, but I'm going to put shoes under clothing. There's like outdoor cooking stuff. Like barbecues and smokers and stuff like that. I know there's dog training. Oh, and didn't leave enough room, but fishing. Okay. It says a list of at least 5 categories. There's 5. There's probably going to be more. I could have made also like one miscellaneous or stuff like that. And there's going to be things that we're going to add later on that might not fit in these categories, and that's okay. But as I was picking my categories, I was honestly, number one, trying to remember what was in the store. But I was also taking a look at this. So it says, okay, key things I'm looking here. I know there's got to be subsets. So a set within a set. And if I look at this, okay, clothes, men's clothes, women's clothes, 2 subsets. Or outdoor cooking, I could have a set that's like pots and pans, and then another one for books about outdoor cooking and something like that. So I got it there. Elements, that's fine. I need disjoint sets. Well, guns and clothes, there's no overlap. Guns and fishing, there's no overlap. So I know I'm going to be good there with my disjoint sets. And intersection, so where 2 sets have an overlap. Well, I'm thinking with clothes, I could do men's clothes and women's clothes and then like unisex clothes. Okay, the truth is I don't know enough about most of this other stuff to do it, but I know I can make that work with clothes and outdoor cooking maybe too. Okay. Union is not difficult because union is everything together. So I can just pick 2 sets and write them all out. And but not, that should be covered over any of those in acceptance comments. Okay, so ta-da, there we go. I think I'm going to be good. So always think in terms of making sure that you'll be able to pull these off. All right, now I need product list. There needs to be at least 20 items. So I don't know much. So I'm going to say shotguns. I don't even know if they sell guns at Cabela's. I think they do. Shotguns, rifles, ammunition. What else? Targets. They must have targets there. Cleaning stuff. I don't know. I always see that in the movies. I don't know anything about guns. All right, so clothes. Shirts. I'm thinking men's, women's. I'm going to put U for unisexual. So you got a really cool nitty gritty t-shirt on. You know what? That could be men's, it could be women's. Anybody can wear that. Pants, the same. Shorts. And shoes. For some reason I want shoes in there. All right, cool. And I'm not 100% whether that's all going to be in there or not. All right, outdoor cooking. With the outdoor cooking, I think there should be some books. There should be pots and pans. I always see spices and stuff, how to make your own jerky. And smokers is a big thing. How am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're going to be fine. And you can always add after, right? It really doesn't matter. I'll make sure that when I have my diagram all done, I'm going to count. And if there's not 20, I'm just going to add some extra stuff in there. Dog training. Oh, I don't know. Books. So there's a possibility of an overlap there. What else? Toys, whistles. All right, so fishing. Yeah, fishing poles, rods, fishing line, fishing hooks, nets, bait. Okay, I'm pretty sure that that is close enough to 20 things for me. We have product categories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got lots of items. So now we need to figure out the Venn diagram, which is the most entertaining. And I think I'll flip to a separate page, and I will also grab my erasable pen as I try and do this. So let me do this. I'm seeing a nice, slightly weird overlap, but it's an overlap nonetheless, right? The book section could have cookbooks and it could have dog training. We could have more than that, but I don't want to make it complicated because I'm sure there's books about guns and there's probably books about fishing, but just 2 overlapping is good enough for me. And I said I was going to put some more overlapping here with the unisex. And. I don't know what else. All of these are subsets of the bigger set. And maybe I'll do something about fishing rods. And you are not allowed to laugh if I am making up fishing rods that don't even exist, because I don't know much about them. Okay, so here comes my diagram. And I suspect it's going to be a bit messy, but that's okay. There's nothing saying that you couldn't, once you have it figured out, make me a nicer copy. So big old Venn diagram. So here's my list. I'm going to call this set G and C and O and D and F. So I've got names for them and it just saves some time later. So I said I was going to try and put outdoor cooking, and I was going to intentionally overlap it with dog training. Okay, because I said I was going to put books in the middle. So we'll call this one outdoor training. Whoops. Outdoor cooking. I'll put an O off top of it. And this is dog training. And I also said I was going to switch to my eraser pen before I get too far into this. And overlap was books. That is the intersection. So it says I'm supposed to show an intersection. So ta-da, there's one. Now, outdoor cooking, I got pots and pans, spices, smokers, and in dog training, I got toys and whistles. Oops, sorry. That's looking, okay, honestly, I'm feeling, that's looking a little cheap. I should think of something else. Nope, I got nothing. Okay. Now, the other big thing I was going to do was going to be clothes. So put a circle down here for clothes. And I'm going to mark that as C, and I'm going to mark this one up here as D. All right, so clothes. Now, I just realized that on here, I was marking the pants and shorts and shoes. There's like unisex ones, and I'm thinking not really. Not that much. It's not a lot of pants that are going to fit guys and girls. So I think the overlap, the unisex ones, I'm going to do like this. So I'm going to have one subset that's men's and one set that's women's, and I'll put shirts down the middle. This is a subset of clothes. And I'm going to put unisex shirts in the middle. And I'm going to call this MC. I'm going to call this WC. That's going to be my shorthand in there. And you can use whatever letters you want. I'm just trying to use one so it's going to help me remember later on when I'm doing this. Okay, so I've got shirts, pants, shoes. Oh, you know what? I could put socks here. Maybe. I don't know. We could argue that one. But I wear guys' socks, so I think it's okay. And we got shirts and pants. And I don't know, shoes is weirding me out there. I don't know where it should go. To me, it's not clothes. What do we have? Another one that's called accessories. I'm going to put shoes out here. And you know what? I'm going to put hats out here. Because you know you got to have a good hat if you're going hunting or fishing. And if you put the shoes in there and hats, it doesn't matter. I'm just populating. Okay. But I just realized I added hats. So you know what? I'm going to put hats on here too. That way my two lists match. All right, I've got dog training. What's left? Oh, guns. Guns. Yes, I had a pellet gun as a child. My dad said, you can practice with this. And then I practiced and I was shooting at a granary and then I got in a lot of trouble because I was making little holes in the granary. So I was done. Shotguns, rifles, ammunition. Ooh, I forgot scopes. Gun scope. That's cool. Targets. Cleaning. And I just realized, you know, I want some stuff in the background that doesn't fit any of these. So how about, if you've been to Cabela's, first of all, you know there's snacks and binoculars. So all these little things that I'm thinking of that don't really fit in any of my groups, but they're still in the store, or I would still like them in my imaginary sporting goods store. You just throw them in the background. Okay, they would belong to the universal set, but not any of these subsets. And oh, fishing rods, fishing. Oops, up here. Can I see? Ooh, let me move that up so I can see. All right. Now, I said I was going to do something about fishing rods, but truth is, I think I've got everything I need. I've got some lovely subsets here. I've got an intersection. Oh, I know what I can do. Let's have one that's called bait. And then we'll have a subset and we'll say live bait. You see that? Bait and live bait. I've been to that store. You can like buy these and, well, never mind. But they're like they look like little nasty preserved, dried up. Yep, not going to talk about that. Fishing rods. Well, I don't think I have to keep writing the word fishing again now, do I? This is in the subset. And we're going to call it F. So rods. I'm going to add reels. I'm going to put reels on this one too. Okay, I don't know enough, but I think that's the windy part. Remember I told you don't laugh at me. Rods, reels, line, hooks, nets. Okay. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, more than enough. So there is my picture. You'll want, like I said, you know what? Before I go any further, we need subsets. So men's clothing, or women's clothing, either one of those is a subset of clothes. Remember, a subset is a group that's like inside. I've also got the live bait. That's a subset of the bait. So I got subsets. Disjoint sets. Well, just disjoint sets means they do not overlap one another. So if I look at my picture, there, guns and fishing don't overlap. Clothes and guns, we're fine. We got intersections there and there. And we could do a union. I could do a union, a nice simple one, be talking about these two together. And then you just list this, list this, list this, and ta-da, you've got a union. So yeah, there's the kind of hard part. Okay, so I got my diagram. Now I want to go back and I want to clearly state and answer all of the questions. So we got the store, we got the categories, we got the 20 items, and we have the Venn diagram done. So we're partway there. All right, the next one says, so I don't know what number this is on the thing. I'm going to call it number 2. 2 sets listed. So I want to write out 2 of my sets. So I'm going to say set D. That's my dog training one. So my dog training set is equal to, it's got books in it, and it's got toys, and it's got whistles. I could have picked any of them, but the dog training one has the least number of elements. And coming in second, I'm going to go O for outdoor cooking, and I'm going to list everything because that's what it says. And that's got books, pots and pans, spices, and smokers. There we go. That is 2 sets listed. Now it says 2 different subsets, and this is just the symbols. Okay, so I better check that we have symbols on everything. And what I mean is just like labeling them. So I got clothes, I got men's, women's. Oh, okay. So let's go. We're going to make this work. So we're going to call that bait. And then this one, live bait. And it's okay to do that, right? This is the point of the assignment. As we're going through, let's make sure we have everything so we can get full marks. All right, so the next one, you know what? I'm not going to number these because I don't know if they're matching. I'm just going to go down my list. Where are we? I got lost. 2 subsets. All right, now, so if we look here, oh wait, I can use my finger. You can see that. Men's clothing is a subset of clothing. Oh, that would help if you could see that part. Remember, that's a symbol. So men's clothing is a subset of clothing. Hold on. There. Now we can see both. I could do women's clothing is a subset. Oops, make it look more like the subset unit of clothing. And just for fun, and because I drew it in here, I could do live bait is a subset of bait. So it said 2, but there's 3. And if we look at the question, it said just the symbols. So I didn't need to write out what was actually in the sets. I just needed the symbol bit. And the symbol for subset is that sideways U looking thing. That one looks like a C too much for me. All right. 2 elements of 2 sets. So what it said 2 different sets. Well, here, shoes is an element. Remember, that's the E of C. So shoes is an element of clothes. That's all I'm looking for. How about targets? Targets are now, oops, I'm going to put this as G, are an element of guns. Oh, I keep moving so you can't see it. So this is a specific item. This is the set it belongs to. Same thing over there. And there's probably 40 different ones. Overestimating. 30? I'm sure there's 30 different things in there. I can do rifles is an element in guns, or ammunition is an element of guns, or cleaning tools is an element of guns. There's lots and lots of different answers. All right, that's the next one. Now, on my list, 2 different pairs of disjoint sets. And it says just the symbols. So we want sets that don't overlap. So look at our pictures. There's so many choices. Guns and fishing don't overlap. So guns and it said just the symbols. And I'm going to admit right now, there is a symbol for disjoint. I seem to have forgotten it, but it is a Saturday afternoon, so forgive me. If there is one on your sheet, you should find it. But that's one. And I could do clothes and outdoor cooking. They don't overlap. Pretty much anything will work except for putting these 2 together, right? Because they do overlap, so they are not disjoint. So clothes, disjoint. I said O for outdoor cooking. And there we go. All right, check. Next one is 1 intersection, notation as well as the set. All right, intersection is where they overlap. Oh, it's right there. Very nice one right there. So now let's see. Oh, I should write it down first. All right, just honestly, I just went and looked at the assignment to just double check so that when I'm doing the intersection, I am telling you the right thing. So outdoor cooking, we're going to talk about this one. Intersection, dog training. So there's my symbols and my intersection is simply books. I want to see if I can get it on here. Just as another example, it says 1, but I'm going to give you 2. I could also do men's clothing, intersection, women's clothing, and in the middle, I put unisex shirts, socks. there's the assembly part. Remember, that's, whoops, intersection. And that's where we have the overlap. All right, that's that. Now we need a union between sets. New sheet paper. Two. And three. All right, we are on union. Oh, I could do union of anything. I could do the union of guns and fishing, and then I will list everything in guns and everything in fishing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do extra work. I'm going to do that. So guns, union, fishing. What I would do is I would list everything in my guns. Shotguns, rifles, ammunition, scopes, targets, cleaning. So that's everything in this one. And then I'm going to list everything that's in fishing. Bait, live bait, rods, reels, lines, hooks, nets. So because guns, oh, I did all of that and I didn't show you what I was writing. Because these are two disjoint sets, they have nothing in common. There's a list, and you can see I got everything in this list, targets to cleaning. And then underneath that, I just wrote everything that was in the circle. That's all there is to union. You don't have to do one, but I'm going to show you how to do a second one. I'm going to do the one with outdoor cooking. So outdoor cooking, union, dog training. So everything out here, that's only in outdoor cooking. Pots and pans, spices, smokers. Our overlap or intersection is books. The key thing I'd be looking for in this one is to make sure that you only wrote books once, because when you're doing a Venn diagram, whatever you're talking about only appears in your list once. And then we got toys and whistles. And there we go. So this one, there was an overlap. Only one listed at once. The first one we did with guns and fishing, there was no overlap. So we just listed everything in the first one, everything in the second one. Right. Check. One, but not relationship. The notation as well as the set. You know what? I'm kind of lazy. This one is speaking to me today. Okay, so I want to do outdoor cooking, but not dog training. All right, and I'm going to fess up. It's been like 2 months since we did this assignment in this section. And if I got the slash going the wrong way, sorry. You guys know how to do it right. So what that means is I'm going to list everything that's in outdoor cooking, but not in here. So basically books are not going to be part of it. It's that outside crescent. We've done that A, but not B. So that's going to be pots and pans. Oh, hold on. Gotta fold my paper again. That's easier for me to see. Pots and pans, spices, smokers. Okay. And there we go. Ta-da! So everything out here, not including the intersection. Check. A set, and it's, oh my goodness, I can't believe there's a typo there. I should know better. That is not, it is complement. Set and complement. Oh my goodness. Which is going to be the easiest to do. I think I'm going to talk about, all right, let me clarify. I don't want to make our life complicated. So I'm not going to do, you know, guns and then everything else is a complement, which it truly is. But that's an awful lot of work. So I'm going to look just specifically at the clothes one. Okay. So I'm going to say men's clothes is equal to shirts, pants, and we want everything that's in that circle. So I'm going to include unisex shirts, and socks. All right, now the complement is everything that's in, and I'm going to use clothing, that's not in that circle. And remember, the complement is shown with the prime symbol. You say apostrophe, I'm not going to be mad at you, but it's prime in math and in science too. So I want everything in the circle except what I just wrote down. So I've got shoes. Okay. I already talked about unisex shirts and socks. So I've got shirts and pants. Oh, okay. And hats. I'm going to fix this. And this is the neat part because you guys do it in the assignment, so you can fix things as we go. I'm going to have to add, I'm just going to change these a little bit. I'm going to write men's shirts, men's pants. And up here, I'm going to put women's shirts. Women's shirts. Women's pants. I probably wouldn't even catch that when I'm marking, but when I was doing this, it was looking weird because I got shirts and pants here, I got shirts and pants there. So I'm just going to cheat. Men's, men's, and men's, and men's. Ah! Women's. Women's, women's. I'm not sure of the correct, but you guys are clever. I'm not going to be marking your grammar. I don't know if it's women's. It's too complicated today. All right, so we got the complement. Ta-da! So then the only thing left is to draw the diagram. I have no idea what my diagram should look like. You could make a nice one using a ruler. I don't have a ruler with me right now. Okay, here's my store. We have a front entrance. Oh, better make so you can see this. Keep doing it. Front entrance. So I think over here would be window display. Cashiers, I think, are usually here. So put them near the front. And maybe the counter goes this way too. Because back here, I'm going to have the guns. I was pointing out last time I did one of these, I put the scissors right in front so somebody could, I don't know, grab a pair of scissors and attack me with the cash register. So the guns are going to be behind the counter. Let's see, what's going to sell? So I'm going to have a bunch of those round racks. And that's going to be clothes. So men's, women's, clothes, unisex, hats. What else is supposed to be on my list? Oddly, okay, whoops. Stockroom. Oh, you can still see me. Back entrance. What else do I need? Where's my list? Where's my list? So I'm looking back at this. I got my guns. I got my clothes. I think fishing. People are going to come for fishing. So I'm going to put fishing way in the back. So they're going to have to go wander through the clothes to get to the fishing. There's my rods and reels and nets. And. Okay. So over here, I have outdoor cooking. Oops. And then I'm going to have my little section on books. And on one side of that book rack is going to be the outdoor cookbooks. And on this side is going to be the dog training ones. Shoes. It's a weird store. I only have round racks. And also at the cashier, I have snacks. And what else did I throw in the back? Oh, I put binoculars in the back. Where would they be? They would be, oh, I was going to say I forgot guns, but there's guns. I think I'll put, and binoculars. Okay. If I handed that in as an actual student, let's see, I think it's worth 5 marks. might give you 3 out of 5. Wasn't, oh, you saw how long it took me to do that. There wasn't a whole lot of thought in there, and I didn't use a ruler. And I'm not sure putting guns and binoculars makes remote sense, but it's a picture. And now that was the last part. That's, I don't want to say the least interesting part of the assignment for me as the instructor. The most important part was seeing you work through this and seeing you work through this part, being able to tell me about all the different steps. All right, so there you go. Go out, figure out a store. So now you are not allowed to do a sporting goods store, and you are not allowed to do a yarn store, but anything else you want. Ooh, somebody should do a florist. I think that would be nice. Candy store, ice cream store, makeup store. You know, do a ripoff of Sephora. I don't know enough about makeup. A record store, a gaming store, whatever you're interested in, a computer store, right? Pretty much anything's a go. I'm just gonna throw it out there. No liquor stores, no cannabis stores. Anything else is just fine. All right, that's it. I'm gonna stop this and I challenge you all to get this done.